I stared at the empty medicine cabinet, my hands shaking as I counted the missing bottles again. 5 rounds of chemotherapy medication. Gone. Each bottle had cost over $3,000, even with insurance, and they were supposed to last through my next 3 months of treatment. Kate, I called out, trying to keep my voice steady. Have you seen my medication? My sister sauntered into the bathroom, designer shopping bags dangling from her arms. The price tags were still attached to her new Guxy jacket. Oh, those pills, she said casually, examining her freshly manicured nails. I sold them. My name is Olivia Bennett, I'm 29, and in that moment, I felt my world crumbling around me. 6 months into my battle with lymphoma, and my own sister had just admitted to selling my life-saving medication. You did what? I whispered, gripping the bathroom counter to stay upright. Kate rolled her eyes, pulling out a new designer wallet from one of her bags. Don't be so dramatic, Liv. The insurance company will just send more. Besides, do you know how much those things sell for? I made enough to finally get the spring collection I wanted. I couldn't process what I was hearing. Kate, those medications keep me alive. They stop the cancer from spreading. I can't just get more. Insurance only covers a certain amount, and the next round isn't approved for 3 months. So skip a few doses, she shrugged, admiring herself in the mirror. You look fine to me. All this cancer stuff is probably exaggerated anyway. You still have your hair. Because of the specific type of chemotherapy they prescribed. I fought back tears. The one you just sold to God knows who. Our parents had died 2 years ago in a car accident, leaving Kate as my only family. When I was diagnosed with lymphoma, she'd insisted I move in with her so she could take care of me. Now I understood her eagerness. She'd seen an opportunity. Who did you sell them to? I demanded, pulling out my phone to call my oncologist. Kate's expression hardened. Does it matter? What's done is done. Stop being such a baby about everything. Ever since you got sick, it's all been about you. Kate, drive me to chemo. Kate, I need help with the medical bills. Kate, I'm too tired to work full-time. Do you know how exhausting it is? My hands trembled as I dialed Dr. Parker's number. Exhausting? You think having cancer is a vacation for me? The point is, Kate continued, pulling price tags off her new clothes, I deserve nice things too. Those pills were just sitting there, worth thousands of dollars, and my credit cards were maxed out. It's not like you can't get more. Dr. Parker's office answered on the 3rd ring. As I explained the situation, trying to keep my voice from breaking, I watched Kate arrange her shopping bags with more care than she'd ever shown my medication. Miss Bennett, Dr. Parker's nurse said urgently, you need to come in immediately. Stopping treatment suddenly could cause the cancer to accelerate rapidly. Dr. Parker wants to do an emergency scan. Kate was still talking, oblivious to my phone conversation. And anyway, you're always going on about how you want to help me. Well, selling those pills helped me get the things I needed. You should be happy for me. I hung up the phone, my whole body numb. I need you to drive me to Dr. Parker's office right now. Now? Kate whined, holding up a new dress. I haven't even tried everything on yet. Now, I said firmly, or I call the police and report you for stealing and selling prescription medications. That's a felony, Kate. Her face paled slightly. You wouldn't dare. I'm your sister. Try me. The drive to the oncologist's office was tense. Kate complained the entire way about how I was overreacting, how I always ruined her good days with my health drama. I sat in silence, watching the buildings pass by, wondering how my sister had become someone who valued designer clothes over my life. In Dr. Parker's waiting room, I could see Kate growing uncomfortable as other cancer patients came and went. Some were in wheelchairs, others wearing masks, all fighting their own battles. Her shopping bag sat at her feet, a grotesque testament to what my medication had bought her. Miss Bennett, Dr. Parker's nurse called, her face grave. We need to do the scan immediately. Dr. Parker is very concerned about the interruption in your treatment. As they led me to the scanning room, I heard Kate muttering, It's just a few pills. Everyone here is so dramatic. She had no idea what those scans would reveal, or how her shopping spree was about to cost far more than she bargained for. The scan room was cold, the machine humming ominously as it passed over my body. I could hear Dr. Parker and his team discussing something in low, urgent voices outside. Through the observation window, I glimpsed Kate, still clutching her shopping bags, looking increasingly uncomfortable as medical staff hurried past her. 45 minutes later, I sat in Dr. Parker's office, wrapped in a medical gown. Kate had been asked to join us, though she complained about the delay to her shopping day. Dr. Parker's face was grim as he pulled up my scan results. This, he pointed to the previous month's scan, was your lymphoma status after 5 months of consistent treatment. The cancer was responding well, shrinking in most areas. He pulled up today's scan, and this is now. Kate was checking her phone, barely glancing at the screen. So, they look the same to me. Ms. Bennett, Dr. Parker addressed Kate directly, his voice sharp. Please pay attention. This is quite literally a matter of life and death. He highlighted several areas on the new scan. These bright spots represent aggressive cancer growth. In just 3 days without medication, the tumors have increased by 40%. That got Kate's attention. She finally looked up, her perfectly made-up face showing the first signs of genuine concern. But that's impossible. It was just a few days. The medication you sold, Dr. Parker continued, his tone cold, was specifically designed to suppress rapid cell growth. Without it, the cancer cells multiply exponentially. Your sister's life expectancy has potentially been reduced by months, if not years. I watched the color drain from Kate's face. Years? But the insurance will just send more, right? Like tomorrow? Dr. Parker clasped his hands on his desk. Insurance approved and paid for that medication on a specific schedule. They won't cover replacement doses for 3 months. Each bottle you sold would cost over $15,000 out of pocket. $15,000? Kate whispered, looking at her shopping bags with dawning horror. But the dealer only paid $3,000 each. The dealer? I turned to her, my voice shaking. You sold my cancer medication to a drug dealer? Dr. Parker pressed a button on his desk. I've already contacted the hospital's legal team and the police. Selling prescription cancer medications is a federal offense. But more importantly, he turned to Kate, you've significantly endangered your sister's life. A police officer entered the office, followed by a hospital social worker. Kate jumped up, her shopping bags tumbling over. Wait, no. I didn't know it was this serious. Olivia always bounces back, she's always fine. Fine? I found my voice, anger finally breaking through my shock. I have cancer, Kate. The only reason I've been fined is because of the medication you sold for handbags. The officer stepped forward. Ms. Bennett, we need you to come with us. We need information about the dealer you sold the medication to. Kate's face crumpled. But my plans. I have a spa appointment. Your sister has stage 3 lymphoma, Dr. Parker cut in. And now, because of your actions, we need to discuss emergency alternative treatments. Treatments that may have severe side effects we were trying to avoid with the stolen medication. The social worker approached me as the officer led a protesting Kate away. We have resources to help you, she said gently, including legal aid to ensure your sister can't access any of your medical supplies or insurance information in the future. I nodded numbly, watching through the office window as Kate was escorted down the hall, her designer bags abandoned on Dr. Parker's office floor. Her world of shopping sprees and spa days was crashing down, but mine had already been shattered. What are my options? I asked Dr. Parker, forcing myself to focus on what mattered. He sighed, pulling out several files. We're looking at more aggressive treatments now. Without your regular medication, we need to act fast. It will be harder on your body and the side effects. I'll lose my hair this time, I asked, thinking of Kate's sneering comment about how I looked fine. Yes, he confirmed, among other challenges. But Olivia, he leaned forward, we will fight this. Your sister's actions were criminal, but they won't define your journey. As we discussed treatment plans, I could hear commotion in the hallway, Kate's voice rising hysterically as she realized the full consequences of her actions. Not just the legal ramifications of selling prescription drugs, but the physical cost to me, her only family. The social worker stayed with me, helping me understand my options for protective orders and legal representation. Your sister betrayed your trust in the worst possible way, she said. But you're not alone in this fight. Through the window, I watched as my sister disappeared down the hallway with the police, her precious shopping spree abandoned on Dr. Parker's office floor. Physical proof of how little my life had meant to her. 6 months after Kate sold my medication, I sat in the courtroom, watching my sister face the consequences of her actions. She traded her designer clothes for a plain suit, her perfectly styled hair now showing dark roots. The prosecutor stood before the judge, holding my medical records. Your Honor, the defendant's actions resulted in catastrophic progression of her sister's cancer. The medical evidence shows a 40% increase in tumor growth within days of her selling the medication. Ms. Bennett's oncologist will testify that this forced them to pursue aggressive treatments that cause severe complications. I touched my headscarf self-consciously. The new treatment protocol had indeed taken my hair, along with much of my strength. But I was still here, still fighting, despite Kate's actions, not because of any help from her. Furthermore, the prosecutor continued, Ms. Bennett sold these medications to a known drug dealer, who then distributed them illegally. The street value of these cancer medications has created a dangerous black market, endangering other patients. Kate's lawyer tried to paint her as a misguided young woman who didn't understand the consequences of her actions. But the evidence was damning. Text messages to the dealer haggling over prices, security footage of her removing the medications from my apartment, and most devastating, her own recorded statements at the hospital showing complete disregard for my life. When Kate took the stand, she tried for remorse. I didn't know it would hurt her so badly, she said, dabbing at her eyes with a tissue. Olivia always seemed fine. I just needed the money. For designer clothes, the prosecutor interrupted. You sold your sister's life-saving medication for shopping money, is that correct? Yes, Kate whispered. And when Dr. Parker showed you the scan results, your first concern was whether insurance would replace the medication tomorrow, correct? Kate's facade cracked. I've already lost everything. My job, my apartment, my credit cards. What more do you want? This isn't about what you lost, the prosecutor said firmly. This is about what you stole, your sister's chance at a less aggressive treatment plan, her ability to work during treatment, and months or possibly years of her life expectancy. Dr. Parker's testimony was clinical but powerful. He showed the court my before and after scans, explaining how the interruption in treatment had forced them to use more aggressive protocols. The defendant's actions caused physical trauma that could have been avoided, he stated. Ms. Olivia Bennett now faces increased risk factors and side effects that the original treatment plan was specifically designed to prevent. The social worker who had helped me that day also testified, describing Kate's behavior in the hospital. She was more concerned about missing a spa appointment than her sister's life. When shown the scan results, she worried about replacing the medication quickly to avoid getting caught, not about the damage already done. Finally, it was my turn to speak. I stood carefully, still weak from my latest round of treatment. Kate was my only family, I said, looking directly at my sister. When our parents died, we promised to take care of each other. When I got sick, she promised to help me through it. Instead, she saw my illness as an opportunity to profit. She took medication that was keeping me alive and traded it for shopping bags. Kate wouldn't meet my eyes as I continued. The new treatment protocol has been brutal. I can't work anymore. I can barely leave my bed some days. But worse than the physical pain is knowing that my own sister valued designer clothes more than my life. The judge's verdict was severe. 5 years in prison for theft and distribution of prescription medications, with additional time for endangering a vulnerable adult. Kate broke down as they led her away, but her tears seemed more for herself than for what she'd done to me. Outside the courthouse, Dr. Parker waited with my new treatment team. They'd been incredibly supportive, helping me navigate both my health challenges and the legal proceedings. The good news, Dr. Parker said gently, is that despite the setback, you're responding to the new treatment. It's harder, but you're fighting. The social worker who had helped me that first day, now a close friend, squeezed my hand. And you're not alone. Family isn't just blood. It's the people who value your life, who help you fight. Looking at my support team, the doctors, nurses, social workers, and friends who rallied around me, I realized she was right. Kate had betrayed me for designer bags, but these people showed up every day to help me live. As we left the courthouse, I glimpsed the designer bags that had been entered as evidence, the price Kate had put on my life. They seemed shabby now, meaningless compared to the community of genuine care that had emerged from this nightmare. My next scan was scheduled for tomorrow. It would be hard, but I knew I had real support now, people who understood that some things, like life itself, were truly priceless.